In 2016, I was not a fan at the start of President Trump. He was not my first choice. My choice was actually Ben Carson. However, the more I saw of President Trump and the other Republicans running against him, my mind changed. Let's fast forward. It did not take long for me to become a Trump fan. My daughter and I began every morning as I would drive her to school, praying specifically that the others would just drop out. We prayed that their funds would dry up like a dry riverbed, that chaos and confusion would come upon them in their campaigns, and that they would become discouraged and realize there was no path for them to win. That is exactly what happened. One by one, they dropped out, and the last man standing was Donald J. Trump. He was not expected to win in 2016. The political machine of the Democrats was certain that they had the election in the bag. After all, they had done everything they could to ensure that Hillary Clinton would be the first woman president. From all indications, she was to continue her predecessor's plan to, in my opinion, destroy this nation. They were intent on breaking the system and starting over with a completely different foundation than the one this country was founded on. They were in total disbelief when Trump won. So they did everything they could to stop President Trump and then some. However, it did not work out as they expected. Then in 2020, they knew they had to do things differently. They knew Trump was going to win if they did not do something drastic. He had a connection with the American people. He believed in America and that Americans should be first. That resonated. In my opinion, President Trump is the best president in my lifetime. Again, in 2020, I voted for him and was sure he would win. I believe with my whole heart that he did. I never thought an election, especially a presidential election, would be stolen, not in the USA. However, it was. And for almost 4 years, we have experienced a nation that does not resemble our country. When that happened, I was extremely disappointed. If I am being truthful, I was not happy with God. In fact, I was upset. It just didn't make any sense. The whole time we were praying for President Trump, I could not understand why this happened because I knew what was being prayed. We believed. Now, here we are in 2024, just days away from another presidential election. In the last 7 to 10 days, something became real to me. God was not caught off guard in 2020. He could look down the tunnel of time and see exactly what was going to happen. Unlike people, he knew the outcome. But that is not the end of the story or the working of God in America. God is not done with America. This nation is to be a nation on the hill shedding light and truth around the world. Here is the point. I am now convinced that things happen just as they were intended by God himself. This was his plan all along. You may ask, but why? Again, this is what I believe. We are much better off right now with President Trump running again than if the election he won in 2020 had not been stolen. Stop and think about it for a moment. If the election had not been stolen, who would most likely be running for president for the Republicans? It would be Mike Pence, but now it's President Trump. We are about to experience America great again. God himself spared Donald J. Trump's life on July 13. God uses people, imperfect people, because every single human being is imperfect. Jesus Christ is the only one who was and is perfect. President Trump is a tool in the hands of God. He may or may not realize it, but I am praying and believing that he will. So get ready for 4 great years. What happens then? President Trump's Vice President, J.D. Vance, will run for president and will have been schooled by standing shoulder to shoulder with President Trump in how to get things done. He will be president for 8 years. The tide is about to turn. We question God, but that is not our job. Our responsibility is to trust him and believe that he has all things under control. He does, without question. God has never been outwitted. This, I believe, is absolutely the truth regarding how and why we are where we are.